How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel. Shout out to you guys, the Kaspa community holders that have been showing so much love. It's been about 4 days since we last spoke about Kaspa. But we're back on schedule. Speaking about being back on schedule, I've been having a little bit of a hard time getting back into the whole scheduling and everything like that. So bear with me on that. And I know a lot of people have been waiting for these updates, but a lot of people on my channel can relate that your boy has been giving you guys updates pretty much for the last 1 year consistently. So there does come a time where you kind of get off away from the schedule. So I really appreciate everyone that's still here. I'm gonna try my absolute best to get really back on scheduling. I know I'm going on a little bit of a rant, but just wanted to kind of clear that up for all the viewers that do support the channel. But looking at the crypto markets, the broader market is seeing a little bit of an uptick, but Kaspa is one of the few coins that's down right now, about 3.1%. But to be quite frank with you, if you look at it on a weekly time frame, we are coming out of a little bit of a retracement. Kaspa is still one of the coins that's up. So a lot of people will forget that. People will be very fast to jump and talk about, oh, Kaspa's down right now. Obviously, right now we are in a weekend. On the weekends, we do tend to see CME futures close, more manipulation than usual. It's something that I've emphasized on this channel quite a bit. But this is something I don't want you guys to be forgetting, and especially over the last 1 month, it's balancing itself out with the overall markets. But if you're looking at Kaspa right now in terms of the price, 11.1 cents, down 3.0% in USD, and also down about 4.1% in Bitcoin comparative. Market cap just below $3 billion, and the 24-hour trading volume at 75 million, which again is quite impressive in Kaspa standards because, of course, it is not listed on the big centralized exchanges. Kaspa is not far off from the likes of XLM, the likes of HBAR. In terms of the 24-hour trading volume, those are giants. They're listed on all these big exchanges, and that should really tell you, Kaspa is seeing a little bit of a shift that, we haven't seen in such a long time. But before we get into any further, as always, just a quick disclaimer, anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So 11.1 cents, obviously, if you're looking at the dominance, this did see a little bit of an uptick over the course of the last, I would say, 2 to 3 days, pretty much since our last update. I don't know if that was, a bottom signal for the dominance, because we started seeing the dominance really picking up. What a coincidence. It's Crypto ZX, the lucky charm that we need. I'm just messing around, but literally since my last update, you started to see the dominance really, picking up strength, which again is quite an interesting coincidence. But you are looking at quite a big spike, in my opinion. You 61.1% all the way up to 63.4%. Again, not a small move, but altcoins still are not looking bad if you look at it from the monthly time frame. A lot of people will forget this, but like I said, we're not going to be forgetting this. But if you're looking at it on a weekly time frame, market definitely reacted to that uptick in the dominance, believe it or not. You can clearly see over the last few days, we are starting to see some coins down 10 to 15%, depending on what coin you're looking at, and that is mainly due to the dominance index, believe it or not. If you're looking at BTC, Bitcoin has pretty much been ranging around this six-figure price point. Bitcoin is looking great, to be quite frank with you. We did obviously retest $101,000 on the 15th of May, but you can see we reclaimed back up to the 105. So we're having a little bit of a hard time popping out of this range, but accumulation pattern really happening for BTC. But if you're looking at Kaspa, showed some very interesting things here. So of course we still did not even retest the 13.4 cents key resistance I've been talking to you guys about. I've shared my thoughts as to why this is such an important level to be watching out for Kaspa. So as of now, that hasn't been retested, but I want you guys to pay very, very close attention to where Kaspa is right now. So forget about where Kaspa is right now. Let's kind of go back to April 7th. So where was the price on April 7th? 5.4 cents. Where is it right now? We're still up 108%. So anyone that's going to come out and say Kaspa is not doing good, I really want your overall summary on what you think, why it's up 108% at that point. It's holding really good. It's holding really nice to the overall market structure. So I like what I'm seeing there. Higher high, higher lows, of course, still happening. But look where we are being supported by. I cannot stress this enough, guys. We went down, of course, when the dominance went up. Obviously, the market did go down. We saw Kaspa dropping below this key support line, which again, played as a level of support for us a few different times. We dropped below it, went down to 10.7 cents, a very psychological price point. We do have some support around here. So, that kind of makes sense why we got supported by there and, saw a bounce. But look at where we currently are. Look at it. We're literally at the neckline of that key resistance. So what does this show you? This once again gives us another confirmation that these lines that I have drawn are major key levels that we should not be ignoring. And here's a perfect example right in front of you guys. So, a nice healthy correction, but very, very important for the price of Kaspa to, close above this key resistance. I would love to see the price accumulate above that, but it needs to be above that range because it's such an important level. If it's unable to do that, I personally do believe, a 10.3 cents, retest could be in play. I just kind of want to confirm, I just kind of want to see the next key support. Yeah, so I would say the next significant strong support is pretty much at 10 cents. And we could see that, coming about if this support does not hold. And again, if you want to put that move into perspective, we're looking at a move of about an additional 10%. So obviously keep a very close eye on, BTC, especially the dominance. I'll keep you guys covered. Thank you for all your support. We'll see you later in Crypto ZX and peace out.